in the series. Overpass is necessary for that, but it is North's map pick, and we know that Endpoint, it's a bit more of a weaker map for them.
It definitely is perhaps a little bit of a black sheep in the family, but it's not going to be like they would. It's not like they're completely and utterly foolish on it. They certainly have still played quite a few many officials on the map itself, and statistically, you know, they're looking decent as it is. But as you said, North, they themselves might be a little bit more lackluster than anything else. But again, with the 1-0 in favor of Endpoint, with Vertigo going as it did, and how lacking North felt on that second half, after winning the second pistol and the second, well, the anti-eco round, they seem to have kind of let themselves go a little bit. And I should mention, they won both pistols. They won both. Fairly simple. And still it wasn't enough for them. So at that point, you know, that's as good of a beginning you'll have for a map in any scenario, right? Win both pistols gives you the chance to begin well on both halves. Win the half, what it was, 9-6, I believe. Yeah, 9-6. It's really, you know, it looked splendid. It looked amazing from North. Last, though, wasn't meant to be. And let's find out if, again, Endpoint can have some brutal performances, just like Crucial had in that last few rounds of Vertigo in the second half, where he dismantled single-handedly North and dealt them the ultimate blow. Pistol is live.
And this is where we can see Endpoint. You know, Overpass is actually one of the area maps for North in terms of picking it in this series. You know, statistically, it's even a lesser win percentage for them here. And with how good Endpoint were, this is where they might start to exploit this situation, perhaps. Already Surreal getting the early one on the board. Cajun B, thankfully good for a trade. Will make it back into their favor just barely. Surreal, though, has to be careful. Crucial low as well. Surreal still gets out with the refrag. His damage now being done, but as that smoke will go down, Gade tagged in the process, smacks away with one. Crucial trades, but same for AZ. Damage done, but Crucial 2K to close the pistol. Endpoint, they're off to a great start.
They really are. Picking up the first round always helps out initially with a little bit of a mental boost, and given that they just secured their own map pick, and given that they did play a part overall, a pretty good one, it gives them this monumental bonus, one could say, as momentum is going to be gathering once again. It's up to North to make sure it doesn't get too critical, too problematic. As we do see, Endpoint looking for the B execution, and not even a full execution, rather just pressuring the points, trying to see where they can go. AZ, okay, that is a little bit better. Getting a single frag, especially against an AK. Getting away without any sort of loss. Really perfect right now, North. Are they going to pull a fast one here? I think that's definitely possible, given how problematic right now Endpoint seem to be in their current endeavors.
There we go.
Yeah, okay. I'm a little bit flabbergasted. I mean, sure, Endpoint, I understand your reasoning to be a bit more open and spacious, but you split up when it was the least opportune of times. Weird decision, really weird decision.
Yeah, not good at all on the side of Endpoint. Losing that sort of round does invite North very early into the game itself. Endpoint have gone for the force as to be expected. Not wanting to make any sort of rash decisions in eco when they can get the buy. North might just be the perfect start that they needed on this map. You look at the results that they've had, and considering the fact that back in what would have been week 1 or so of Home Sweet Home, they lost to Yapaleno. So, you know, 16-9 is a big loss for this sort of side to take. They lost to FaZe, but have beat Movistar Riders this month at least, and are looking to add Endpoint to that sort of tally, but 60% win rate across, I believe, 15 maps for Endpoint as well is fairly decent. They have beaten, again, some solid sides, Sprout being one of them. Skade being another. Skade actually 3 times played and 2 times beaten. 16-13 lost closely, but either way, you know, Endpoint, they are still very good on this map and can still get victories. So it is down to North, and it seems like so far they've got at least a solid beginning. Plenty of damage done to this T side to start. MSL gets away with the first onto Robin. That should be how the majority of this round does go. A couple tags here and there, but I doubt that North will be losing more than 1 or 2 players. Should be 3-1 to start this CT side. There's the lineup. Christu getting away with a lovely set of kills in that MAC-10. Plentiful money injection for his bank account as well. But an eco round to come. North should be up to that 3rd round coming here.
Yes, they should. Just like we started in Vertigo. Seems like we'll be having a repeat of that successful beginning once more. Certainly serves them quite well and gives them, I guess, the boost they need, or at least the mental fortitude they need. Classic deep Molotov, as Endpoint will be locked in place. Molly is actually a little bit shallow by the looks of it, allowing the transition of the players to playground without any obstruction. Shame to see that, otherwise North would have had already control of the round itself, as they would have pushed deep towards Fountain and such. But it looks like it's going to be an A play through short. Again, Endpoint going to go down the same line. It makes sense, of course. They just want to secure either a quick ending or maybe get a chance to get a frag or 2 and plant the bomb whilst doing so. It's not going to happen, though. As you said, AZ, you can lock it in place. Now, we are going to be having a very clean start somewhat for North. Something that we did expect already on Vertigo. We got to see it. And here on Overpass even more so. Endpoint, though, full investment.
Been having some better rifles than what North have. MP9 and MAC-10 still in the field for the CT side. Christu and AZ stacking up money incredibly. But Endpoint, you can see their buy round here. It isn't as plentiful as they would have liked. Look at this, Thomas. Solo lurker play down toward this B bomb site. Something that Gade does seem mightily aware of. But it all depends on the timing that he gets, as Gade is holding quite convincingly. He rotates all the way over, but Gade, there's the first. Already opens up onto Thomas, gets them a great start. The CT side for the gun round especially. Readjusts his position. As far as I could tell, was not spotted by anybody down Monster, but that flashbang should do the trick. Only good for 1, though. AZ somehow still alive. Finally closed out by Robin, though. Back to a 3-on-3. The MAC-10 going to be a bit more of a hindrance than North might have imagined. It is going to be more reliant on MSL and Cajun B from this type of position. All depends if Christu can get up close and personal. Bomb will be faked out. Christu goes for the commitment. Molotov this time doesn't do the trick, though. Head was spotted. Surreal takes 1. Crucial with a second. Much better this time. Cajun B not given the chance. A great round from Endpoint.
What a great performance indeed. Coming in as clear as day, not really giving a damn what they might be facing as long as they're facing it together. And that tells you the story of Endpoint. Working as a unit, working as a team is what they're all about. And certainly right now, that's the only way to go about doing business. Surreal takes a little bit of burn damage. We do see that again. Bit of a missed Molotov from the North towards the quick push of the T side onto that entry of first tunnels. Do have connector control being established by North, though. They seem to be taking a bit of a different stance. MSL double. As solo peaks will be coming for Endpoint, and they'll be punished equally so. Could be mentioning that Endpoint's goal here was initially to take control of Party and, of course, towards Toilets. Eventually taking Connector whilst doing so as well, but being blocked out of position by smokes and utilities forces them into a defensive stance. Now, MSL might have been fragged. It's still a 4-on-3. Not an easy position to be in for Endpoint. Let's see what their decision here will be. How do they go about playing this round.
Already on the clock. Endpoint looking to try and move through connector. They do have a decision to make as to where they want to take this round, though. Christy already prepared for the top connector push. There we go. Gets away with the kill onto Surreal. Levels off the frag as Thomas does find the trade, but advantage still with North for now. The rotate over toward this A site quick enough as well. With time lacking, they've got to be able to commit to this site. Bomb is imminent. Easy able to at least dodge the bullets. Not for long, though. Trading it back, but down to KCB. Damage done. North will find the round. Retake. Not needing to be relied upon. They'll get out with the round before the bomb even goes down. So money lacking for Endpoint. It will be an eco round to come. A chance for North to extend the lead. But great play from MSL. Holding connector with an AWP. Always a difficult task, but handled very nicely. And gives North that round on the CT side to keep them stable. They have that little bit of extra cash in the bank now and an eco to face. They should be at least stabilizing.
They should. Something that they had issues with on Vertigo. Certainly they were lacking a lot of economy once the ball dropped. They were continuously forced to play pistols and Kevlar to a certain degree. And let's see if they can keep the majority of the players alive to get a little bit of an extra bonus at the end of the day. And to be happy with the overall outcome potentially. Endpoint, on the other hand, they are on the T side. It's only been 7 rounds, well 6 total, but this is the 7th. And it's not exactly like there is cause for concern yet. We should say that as well as you might have seen, it was the second half that really solidified Endpoint as the dominant force. Perhaps we'll be in for another treat like that here, but either way, full buy, crucial on the op. This is one of the first actual proper attempts that we'll be seeing out of Endpoint, seeing where it leads them to.
Yeah, their first big buy round coming up here. North will have MSL back on that AWP, knowing that he can be the deadly challenge this round. Christu, already the early entry onto Thomas. Reposition is good. Surreal this time able to react. Spots the second. Cajun with his back turned. That is a bit of a headache. Thankfully only down to a 3-on-3. AZ quick off the mark with the rotate. Goes for the flashbang play. Robin keeps safe for now. Catches him with a nade in hand. Second tag to come from MSL finishes the job. All left down to Crucial. He's already won a 1-on-2 already in this series. He is looking for his second one. Close out round number 3, although North just looking this time a lot more stable. The CT side to a much better start here if they can keep this one alive as well. Endpoint economically broken, it gets a whole lot easier. Crucial though, we know what he can do. Tries to play for the angle, but MSL already had the info from his teammate. No reason for Gade to peek. 6-2. Endpoint broken. Eco to come. 7 should be on its way. Even with Surreal's heroics there, with Cajun turning his back, which should have been a definitive moment. Thankfully are able to scramble back a victory. It does break them. I thought it was a full force coming through there. Thankfully, they understand the roundless bonus will be the next round with them. But North, this is a much better CT side performance compared to what we saw on Vertigo.
Really is, isn't it? An improvement for certain, and well, it might not be the end of the line here for them yet if they're able to keep it up like this. As we do see, it is going to be a bit of a quick trade up on towards short A, as KCB and Christo line up a few shots, and KCB will be able to significantly compare the proceedings of Endpoint and their proverbial buy round, well, eco round effectively. 7-2. Quite the advantage for North being built, as one would expect, even in the beginning of the of Vertigo. We had thought that that would be the case. But Endpoint, they're not done yet. They have themselves proper buy to work with. All 5 converging on towards monsters. Seems like there is a plan in mind. Go for this. The take. North not really reading too deep into this. They have 3 still on towards the A site itself. So if this execute finds 1 or 2 frags before it actually comes to be a rotation to support AZ. AZ! Oh, man. Well,
wow.
The rotation will be there in time with what AZ just pulled out.
Having an incredible game so far. 13 kills on the board for him. This is a lightning performance. Oh, Robin didn't get the timing in his favor. Christu taking him out inside of lower water. Isolates Crucial now on short. They have a smoke ready for it. They do feel that it is necessary. I believe they have just spotted out the final player as well here. Smoke down. Hughes will come through. 8 and 2. North looking as convincing as ever here. This is the first half already in their back pocket. Thankfully, round loss bonus is good enough with the bomb plant combined to keep Endpoint purchasing into the next round. But AZ, the triple from him and the extra damage done as well was so worth it in this position. Crucial does get his AWP back. But either way, this is North looking very convincing so far, on their way fast-tracking to double digits so far, with Endpoint really not showing us enough to slow them down as of yet. MSL out towards long, gets the first kill, falls back. This is a very, very nice North CT side. They know exactly every moving part of this team at the moment, and it seems like it's just working out way better than the CT side of Vertigo, which for all intents and purposes combusted in the final 5 rounds.
Really did, didn't it? It was just a hectic, chaotical performance in the final few, but the real. Gonna find the refrag at least. Good pop flash. Doesn't really work out though. The real not blinded. Not sure where the flash was flying to, but it was either not angled correctly or Surreal turned around in the nick of time. AZ, the timing of his own could not be better though. Picking up Crucial, and the lineup for Christo comes up as well. As all of a sudden Thomas finds himself in a 1-on-2. 43 seconds. The flank already being set. Of course he has no chance to win it. And Gade and Christo have themselves enough of an ample opportunity to lock it without casualties. 9-2. My god, this is definitely a definitive performance out of North. And as we both said, we expected this to come out on Vertigo. It did. First half for certain was very much theirs for the taking. But either way, Endpoint, gonna be attempting the 4-man boost or the 3-man boost. Like it. Let's see if they can get an entry with it.
Close. No overextension from out of heaven though. Ooh, maybe. Nope. Maybe not. There we go. Boost disassembled. Flat packed as quickly as IKEA furniture. Endpoint gonna be heading down to the B site. Look at this though. AZ and Gade just sat with an absolute turret down towards short. The round is already gone. Robin just wondering what the hell just happened to the rest of his team. And there we go. 10 on the board. North, they really mean business now. They're here to stay in this series. 10 rounds already secured. Rebuy to come, and finally, it's taken them long enough, but a tactical pause to be called for Endpoint.
This is definitely starting to get a little bit out of hand. Endpoint, they feel very different to that tattoo post to Vertigo, and winning the pistol, I was certain they would be able to bring out a bit of a better show. This is the exact opposite. This is the worst thing we could have seen out of them, and well, the timeout hopefully is going to give them a bit of clairvoyance, maybe give them a bit of a clear mind and see what their next goal should be, what their next approach should look like. Interestingly enough, no op for Endpoint. Not that, you know, they necessarily need it, but you do know MSL is on an AWP of his own, and you want to be as careful as you can when you're playing against him. A little bit of early commotion. You could see North attempting to take control of Party and hopefully get an entry through that very pesky jump up you can do on the railing. Not going to be the case though, and ooh, Christo spots Thomas in water. Does even tag onto Robin and connect here. What a coincidence. Cajun B, pop flash by MSL supports it. Gets away with a free frag. Crucial is out. That's a great start. Endpoint again being dismantled before they even begin, although Surreal will have something to say about that yet.
They might have just spotted MSL on the boost up as well. Thomas burning in the Molotov. Down on that short position, drop down to 29 health. Has to be incredibly careful with the way that he is on his road back to that B site now. The rest of the team will join them. They've got the 2-man site set up here for North. Decent utility. Gade gets away with the first, though. Slips into the smoke. That's exactly the right move to make. AZ keeps himself safe. Repositions. Gets away with a second frag. Christo comes in for the support. Robin now isolated. And only gets away with one. 11-2. North. They are serving up cold, hard revenge here on the second map. Again, a rebuy to come from Endpoint. Hero AK for Surreal. The rest most likely onto maybe an eco, but no, another investment. Either way, this first half is looking very, very barren for Endpoint. North really... They've kicked it into overdrive for the second map, and they are ready to go and face on Dust 2 here already.
High gear by North, and they've had enough of the jokes. I don't know, it's getting a little bit out of hand. Endpoint, I'm not sure what they... Not sure what they really are aiming to achieve, but thankfully, again, solo plays will not be punished as quickly as they were in the past. Still, though, it is crucial that keeps on running through Banana. See, this is the weird part for me. They've tried this default, or at least they've tried the default approach continuously, hoping to get map control, hoping to get a little bit of damage and a little bit of overall, perhaps, fear in the mind of North. But they've only really damaged themselves, as we can see again. It's going to be a B attempt, valiant as it is, as effortless as it might seem to begin with. They don't do anything. They get absolutely destroyed, and I am not particularly sure how Endpoint can even change the outcome of this first half anymore. 13-2 seems like it's set in stone already with the performance that North is pulling up. Endpoint do have no chance, or at least stand no chance compared to what they had to offer, and well, let's find out for ourselves, shall we? It's going to be a B rush through short, through monster by the looks of that.
Yeah, this is statistically the third best map for Endpoint. And North, you know, it's one that they barely even play, but are handing them such an easy victory. I mean, look at this. It's no competition. 13-2. Wow, easy. He was quiet in the first map. I don't know what he did between then and the second. Went for an absolute rapid run round the block, potentially got the blood flowing, but he is 23 frags at the end of a half. And look at players like Thomas. He's the fragger of this side, or one of, and he's down on 2-15 with 40 ADR. Like, 154 ADR from AZ, combined with 116 utility damage, and a KD of 3.28. He is on a storm right now in North. Speaking of storming, they're heading straight into a storm for a third map, it seems.
Yeah, they want to go on Dust ASAP and close it out ASAP. I mean, this is just an unexpected turn. Endpoint, if somehow they can make this even a closer loss, and what I mean by that, if somehow they can make this, let's say, if they do lose 16-10, you know, then I'd say, okay, kudos to you guys. You've at least been able to pick up 8 more rounds, which didn't look like that's going to ever be happening at all. But let's find out for ourselves, shall we? The second pistol is live, as we do have Endpoint as the CTs this time looking to defend their honor and their map pick. The worst part of it being the fact that they're down 11 rounds. It's scary, to say the least.
The round is vital. The real. Well, already pincered. Already dead. Rotate will be made. Axe already being spotted on his entrance toward Optimus Prime, though. Gade will put the pressure on. It's go, go, go time from North. Straight aggression, straight brute force, and it seems like Pistol is already theirs. Robin, however, good return. AZ caught off guard, but still gets away with the frag, looking for more as well. And they spot both of the players in bank, so they can just sit back now. This is 14-2, most likely. This is map number 2. Well, pretty much already gone.
It looks like it's pretty much gone, yeah. 14-2 is a very desolate result to go up against an Endpoint. Losing this second pistol marks it to be 1 for 4, basically, for Endpoint. Only winning the first one here on Overpass. It's not looking sweet, is all I'm gonna say. Force Buy, of course, comes out. No doubt, no surprise, I think, to anybody, really. A double scout. Good nade. Christo and AZ tagged quite heavily compared to what they have to go up against. This is actually really decent, and AZ gets tagged even lower. Not very careful from his part to make sure it doesn't get punished for that mistake. And short push coming through. MSL. They're gonna pull back. They realize they might be in over their heads. They don't want to risk losing against pistols. They know how easy this round could be or can be if only they put their minds to it. And we do see right now that might have a mind to go back towards A itself. There's one scout there already. Make their life a living hell. This Crucial has the second as well. This could actually work out. The double scout setup might not seem as good in theory, but in practice it just might. And let's find out if that's the case. Robin is out. The early start is good. One, unfortunately, AZ will immediately replenish. Crucial keeps it still open.
A massive wrist swinging into the
scout.
Yeah. Crucial.
Oh, yeah.
Finally, they close down the scouts. The flank already set down to a 2-on-2. They've got time at least. Not much of it, but enough so they can get the plant down. Although, Gade dealing with the angle nicely. Surreal already shut down. They do manage to handle the round. It was a very close one. The scouts making it incredibly risky around the edges, but 15-2, map point and Dust 2 on its way, most likely. Look at the kills on the side of Endpoint. 2 on Thomas, 3 on Max. North have flattened them in this second map.
It's worse than a pancake. And, well, hopefully it's going to get a little bit better, because Endpoint, they've got another map they'll have to play. And if they'll carry this kind of mentality, this kind of shallow momentum forward, it's not going to bring out anything good moving even into the third one. Robin, good amount of tags, though. I got to give it to him. 2 tags. And, of course, getting away with his life is definitely the best possible outcome that he could have had in that case. We do have Endpoint not particularly being prepared for a B excursion, but see if Surreal will have to say something about that. Spots the foot of one. Will be in a bit of a dangerous spot. There comes the counter smoke. By the looks of it, might work. Mighty Max, the nades. Mighty Max!
Oh.
Through the smoke they go, and they'll be punished for it, as they should. Although North and MSL still keep the numbers tied, or at least as even as they can under the circumstances. A 3-on-3 here, a 3-on-2, excuse me. It's not easy to bear, not easy to check, but Gade He will be able to get one more, and he knows where the last one is hiding. This is it, a 1-on-2. Robin, he's got the USPS in his hands. And a chance to still buy Endpoint one more round.
Oh, gets away with one, but not going to make a difference. 16-2 North. Well, they very quickly wrap up Overpass. Their map pick goes maybe as expected. They get a win, but not that dominant. Should have been expected. But either way, it is down to Dust 2